Welcome to the Bearded Banter podcast, where we'll discuss everything gaming. So sit on back and listen up. Get your headphones ready, we're gonna discuss video games, it's gonna be fun. A no time for everyone. Wow! Hello, one and all, and welcome to episode 25 of the Bearded Banter podcast, the gaming podcast where... Hey, Riley.
What?
We're already at 25 episodes.
Holy shit, we're a quarter of a way to 100.
I would say that's a milestone.
Yeah.
Personally.
I think 26 is a better milestone.
I would say 25, then 50, then 100, and then every 100 after that.
What about 75?
And I think that 100 is a bigger milestone than 75, you know?
Yeah, true.
But anyway.
You gotta keep going up.
Bearded One, Random Richard, here to discuss things.
You know, retired.
Riley back from a 1-week hiatus due to the removal of his wisdom teeth.
Which was actually not that bad, but the drugs were just kind of bleh.
Yeah. Morphine?
No. A lot of other things.
Okay.
They're names I can't pronounce, which is not a good sign.
It was a mix of other substances.
But let me tell you one thing. A messed up on drugs Riley is a funny Riley.
Oh, I believe you. Anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Fuck.
So, as we follow our regular format, we're going to do half an hour of general discussion, then I'm going to go into some news stories. So the timer's starting. Riley, you want to start things off?
Not the best idea.
No? Okay.
You should probably do this.
Yes, seeing as how I have more to talk about. Last week, when you weren't here, I was talking to Matt and Nick in that episode. I was talking about Retro City Rampage, which I mentioned to you yesterday, too.
Yeah.
Last week, I just mentioned how I had played the demo, and I thought it was like a cool experience, and I thought the game was really well done for what it was, and I wouldn't mind experiencing it. This past week, I got my hands on it, played the game all the way through, and I must tell you, it is a fantastic game.
Really?
For what it is, it's really well done. Like I told you about it. Some backstory behind it. It was actually.
Hold on, what's the game called? Oh, Retro City Rampage?
Retro City Rampage. Okay,
I'm just looking it up right now.
Yeah, it actually started as a demake of GTA 3.
God.
Yeah, it was one guy. His name is Brian. I can't remember his last name. It's Provincianato or something. It's
something Italian.
It's something Italian. But yeah, this one guy, he started working on this game. It was originally a remake of GTA 3 in the style of the old Nintendo games, like the 8-bit era. And then over the years of development, it eventually evolved into its own game, which became Retro City Rampage. And I actually beat it yesterday when I told you about it. And really fun game. I think you would really enjoy it.
I gotta check it out then.
Yeah, think of, are you familiar with the old GTA games, like the original ones that were overhead?
Yeah, I've played them.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. Except
nice.
It's in an 8-bit environment, and there's a lot of homage to like the old Nintendo age of video games.
Okay, that'd be pretty cool.
Like literally in the first 10 minutes, there are so many references I couldn't count them.
It's like Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, which by the way you saw. So how was
that?
And
it was awesome.
You son of a bitch, you watched it without us.
I have the DVD. Oh, also, a couple days ago, when I was feeling better, well, I still am, but, you know, I saw Monsters University.
Yeah, I heard about that too, you son of a bitch.
That was awesome.
Don't.
Where'd you hear it from?
I'm pretty sure you mentioned it on Facebook. Or you told me, because we were planning the get-together, I think.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, and then you said, I'm going to see Monsters University with my brother at some point, so...
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, but anyway, back to the topic. Retro City Rampage, yeah. So I beat it yesterday, played all the way through. It's a really good game. It's really a huge fan service when you get right down to it. Like the world that they've created in that game, it's just packed with like little like winks and nods to like the old school age of gaming. So if you ever get it, I think it's on PlayStation Network.
That doesn't mean I'll get it, because I don't have PSN.
I think it's also on Steam too.
Steam. I would get Steam if, I wouldn't go broke just having it.
Yeah, that's where the Steam Summer Sale comes in, which, by the way, ended this past week.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So many deals.
Did you get in any of them?
No, I'm not a PC gamer. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
I've said it many times before. I would play games on PC if I had a controller that would work with PC, because I cannot play with the keyboard.
Keyboard controls are horrible.
Yeah. I never understood why they had, WASD make movement. It's fucking stupid. You have arrow keys.
Well, try playing Minecraft with a mouse and arrow keys. It's actually not that fun.
Yeah, that's why I can't play PC games unless I have a controller that works with a PC.
Which you don't.
No, not
You can't plug in the Xbox?
The wireless ones you have to get an adapter for, and the adapter I have doesn't work.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on. Are you familiar with Sleeping Dogs?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yes. I got it a little while ago. This is the week where I've beaten a lot of old games that I started. A couple days ago, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday, I beat Sleeping Dogs. Holy shit, that game.
Really?
There's too many feels.
Don't spoil it for me.
Don't worry, I won't. But Sleeping Dogs. Are you familiar with the True Crime series?
Yeah, I've played them.
Sleeping Dogs was originally supposed to be the next installment in True Crime, and it was going to be True Crime Hong Kong. But then their publisher dropped the deal, and then they were kind of in production hell for a little bit, and then they were picked up by Square Enix.
By who? Oh, yeah.
So Square Enix published it, and it eventually came out as Sleeping Dogs last summer. And yeah, think of it like a mix between GTA and Saints Row, but set in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. It's set in Victoria Harbor, which is part of Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Wow. Hong Kong's cool. I want to check that place out.
Yeah, it's definitely in a very unique setting.
Is it available on disc?
Yeah.
Shit, there's a lot of games I need to get.
Yeah.
Which you've routinely given me shit for.
It's probably not a good thing that I keep mentioning new games too.
Yeah, because come on, dude, I want to go broke.
But anyway, so Sleeping Dogs, they did such a great job with that game. The story is excellent. It's one of the best stories I've ever experienced. The characters that they create are just some of the best characters I've seen in the game, actually.
Really?
My favorite character in the game is Jackie, which he's your best friend, but he's kind of like your little brother, like you're his mentor.
Oh,
he gets into a bunch of shit and you have to always save him.
So he's basically Roman.
A little bit, but he's such a lovable scamp.
Oh, but he's actually likable, unlike Roman.
Yeah, he's very likable. He doesn't want to go bowling every 5 minutes.
Oh, thank fucking Christ! All right.
Yeah, but so the story was really well written, really well executed. The characters are great personalities. Each person is unique, which is a great thing. And the way they're written, you really get attached to them, which makes the conclusion all that much more impactful. Which I'm not going to spoil, obviously, because, people who haven't played it.
Yeah.
But, so if you're looking for, a new open world game, also, it has elements of the Batman Arkham games, too. Because it focuses more on hand-to-hand combat rather than gunplay.
Yeah.
And it's, the main character, Wei, who you play as, is actually a martial artist.
Of course.
So, shut up. Yeah, so it focuses more on hand-to-hand combat with, counters, and it's really free-flow like the Batman Arkham games. So, yeah. It's a really interesting game. It's a great game. I really hope it gets a sequel because it deserves it. But I just wanted to mention that because it's fresh in my mind because I just recently beat it. Which leads me into my next discussion topic. Riley, I have a question for you.
What's up?
Can you name the most satisfying conclusion to a game you've experienced?
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to think about this one.
Yeah, I'll while you think, I'll just discuss mine.
I would say Metal Gear Solid 4, but It kind of ended on a bit of a down note, so not spoiling anything.
No.
But no, I wouldn't say Metal Gear Solid. Hold on, I'll actually have to think about that one.
Yeah. So mine, I would say, is Sleeping Dogs, because without spoiling anything, the last half an hour or so is just, it's basically think of the best movie you've ever seen, the movie's third act.
Oh, okay.
The third act where everything just comes to a head, it just comes together, and it concludes so well. It's like it just leaves you with that feeling of satisfaction that like this is the best possible way this could have ended.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like exactly what you want to see happen does happen, and justice is served. That's what I love about Sleeping Dogs. I actually I mentioned this on the BGN Twitter that Sleeping Dogs, I had just beaten it. I was like, damn, that is a satisfying conclusion. It's like one of the most satisfying endings I've experienced in the last few years, actually.
I'm still trying to think here.
Yeah, Sleeping Dogs, it really left that ending really left a good impression on me. Like, they really wrapped it up very well.
Oh man, I am really trying to think here. I don't know. A lot of the games I've played
tend to have The Last of Us, is it?
I actually have not finished it yet, so.
Oh, really?
I've been kind of indisposed at the.
Oh, you've been kind of on and off.
Yeah, so playing video games is not really something I've been wanting to do.
Yeah.
You try playing video games when you have like a lot of paint in your mouth. Not fun.
Not fun.
But oh god, I'm trying to think.
I was gonna.
Uncharted. Ooh, got it.
Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 2. Yep.
That's what I thought.
The ending
I was gonna say for you, Red Dead Redemption, but now I think about it, that's not very satisfying.
No, that ending was bullshit.
Well, Jack getting revenge is kind of satisfying, but
at the same time, he set himself down a path his father tried so hard not to get him to go down. So, really nobody wins.
Yeah. So what makes Uncharted 2's ending so satisfying to you?
Well, again, the game came out in 2009, so I think I can kind of get away with saying some stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely an older game. Like Sleeping Dogs, I don't want to spoil it because
it just came out.
It's still pretty recent. It's only a year old, so.
Okay, well, pretty much Uncharted 2, the bad guy is a Serbian war criminal named Lazarevic, and he's been like a huge dick the whole game, and he gets his just desserts. But Drake doesn't actually do it. It's kind of karma in a way. It's like Drake doesn't want to kill him because that makes him just as bad as Lazarevic has been.
Ah, I see. So he doesn't want to stoop to his level.
Yeah. So pretty much right after Drake gets out of Shambhala, which is pretty much bursting into flames around him. Shambhala is I'm probably saying it wrong, but I don't really give a shit. It's a city in the Himalayas that apparently Google Earth missed. Because you pretty much
satellites can't find it.
Yeah, basically. But again, I'm not the best at describing plots in movies because, I'm not good at it. But really, all in all, everything just came together perfectly. The characters were really well-rounded. And the ending was actually kind of one of the more... pretty much the last 4 hours of the game is just non-stop, like, action non-stop in huge environments and battles. Cool. The last act is very kind of, like, soft and quiet. It's very kind of relaxing in a way. So it was a really nice way to top off the game.
Cool.
And the game is long, too. Like, we're talking a good 16 hours.
Yeah, I've heard the Uncharted games are long for what they are.
Oh, they're long. It's like the third one, I was like, when is this going to end?
Do you feel like it dragged out a little bit, then?
It did. Honestly, a big problem I had with the third one was, the whole game, you have to find the Atlantis of the Sands in Yemen, which is in the Arabian Peninsula.
Ah, Yemen.
Yeah. Nice country, by the way. But, so basically when you finally get there, there's really only about half an hour left of the game before it ends. And honestly, I felt the third one was kind of rushed towards the end.
So do you feel that Uncharted 3's pacing was off?
It was really off at times. Like,
Was it Casino Royale bad?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, at times, yes.
That's surprising coming from you.
Yeah. There's one scene where you're pretty much falling off of a plane over the Rub al Khali Desert.
Yep, that scene is famous.
Yep, and you know what that is. And after that, it's pretty much just like half an hour of you walking in the desert. It's
fun.
But they make it dramatic and everything, but it's still not the best. And right after that's a giant horse chase scene. So I'm just like, come on.
Fun.
Yeah, it was alright.
So yeah, I just the Sleeping Dogs ending really like brought up this question in my mind. Just like, what is the most satisfying game conclusion we could think of? So there's that. I want to ask you another question. What are your views on special or limited editions for games? Like, do you feel they're worth the extra money, or do you feel like they're just padding on extra stuff that no one wants?
I'm kind of mixed on that. I mean, if it actually is good stuff that really goes with the game and is actually worth the money, which I know people's opinions will differ on that, but if it actually is worth the purchase, I feel it's kind of worth it to spend the extra money. But excuse me. But all in all, if it's just like something pointless, like it comes with like a packaged flag or something like that, like Assassin's Creed, then I'll just go get a regular version.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that I mentioned this because I was looking on EGM.
Oh, shit, my laptop's gonna die. Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, just gotta plug that in.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's funny I mentioned this because I was looking on EGM a couple hours ago just to see if there were any new interesting stories that I wanted to talk about, and I saw that Saints Row 4 is getting a special edition. And I looked at it, and you know what? For the extra money, it is pretty substantial what they put in there. Like, the whole theme of the game is that you're the president of the United States, which is ridiculous, but it's Saints Row, so you have to expect that.
Yeah, I cannot say I've actually played any of those games.
I played the third. It's a really good game. But, yeah, so Saints Row the 4th. I keep calling it the 4th. That special edition, it comes with, like, things that are, like, themed around, like, the presidential environment. Like, the actual box itself is, like, a bulletproof case.
Really?
You know, that, like something, like, they would hide, like, JFK behind.
It's not like too well, apparently.
It's like a bulletproof, like, little display box made out of glass.
Like what Obama hides in when he's giving, like, a speech or something.
Yeah. And then, it comes with, like... It comes with, like, a little red button with, like, in a glass case, like something you would see in, like, a military hangar. Like the big red button, you have to flip open the case and then press it. And so, you know, things like that are themed around the game, I think warrant the extra money. But if it's something just like, oh, it's a character costume.
Skins, yeah.
It's like, oh, so you get a character costume, and here's a download code for an avatar item. It's like, why is it $100?
Honestly, fuck download codes.
Yeah, true.
If it's like a character skin of, like, Brett Favre or something like that, who's I'm almost certain I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but I don't care. If it's just something like that, and you mark it up $20, EA, you know, fuck that shit.
Yeah, but have you actually gotten any special editions?
Yeah, I got Assassin's Creed 3 Special Edition, because I got it the day it came out on my birthday, actually.
So is that the only one?
As far as I know, yes.
Yeah.
It didn't come with the flag, though.
Seriously?
Which is it's the United States flag, but, you know, where the stars are is the Assassin's Creed logo. I didn't get that. I'm kind of disappointed.
Wow.
My cousin did, though, so I'm pissed at him.
So it just came with, like, the steelbook?
Basically, yeah, and a shit ton of download codes.
Oh, great.
So I was like, God damn it. But yeah, that's as close as I've gotten.
I'd have to say the only special edition I've come across is the Halo 4 one. And the Halo 4 one, I would warrant the money because it comes with some cool physical stuff like you know, Halo 4, it's Space Marines, and you know, it's like a military in the future. So they base the physical items around like the military. Like each all of the extras came in like sealed packages that would be like something that would be like shipped to soldiers. And so you had to tear open. They were like a one-time only thing. And then it came with like the season pass for all the map packs and all that shit. So I can warrant that. You know, it's worth the extra money because, frankly, Halo multiplayer maps are always worth the money for me. But, you know, some people wouldn't think that, but I think it was worth the money. But, yeah, in my opinion, if what's in the special edition is actually related to the game and actually centered...
And it's actually good.
Yeah, and it's actually centered around the theme that the game gives, I think it warrants the money. But if it's just stupid, like, download codes and avatar items and that shit, no.
But then again, you know, it all varies on, like, what people like. I mean, like, some people think that when they include the flag in the Assassin's Creed 3 Some people think, oh, it's so stupid. But me, because I like flags and I collect them, you know that.
You do.
I actually would like that. So I guess it all depends on what your personal tastes are.
True. Moving on. Riley, do you remember when you texted me yesterday and you were like, Resident Evil 6?
Fuck that game.
Oh, that got me thinking. Because Resident Evil 6, awful game. Don't play it.
I have, and I hate it.
It really... You have?
I have not beaten it. Played a little bit at a friend's house, and that's as close as wanting to suicide as I've ever come.
But Resident Evil 6 just destroyed what credibility Resident Evil had left.
Well, it's the 6th game in a series. Chances are it's not going to be that good.
Yeah, but I thought about Resident Evil 6, and that really got me thinking, what has become of the horror genre in gaming?
It's become shooting zombies. It's not even about horror anymore. It's just shooting zombies with fucking machine guns.
Yeah, it's really dying off.
Because what's the big target audience of gaming these days? Blowing people up, blowing their fucking faces full of lead.
Guns.
Shooters.
Guns.
Yeah. So,
More guns.
Exactly. Like, back when Resident Evil used to be was, you actually had to watch your ammo, otherwise you were kind of screwed, which The Last of Us actually did that.
Good.
Yeah, it actually does it pretty well. The Last of Us is kind of like a revival of the horror genre, I think.
Yeah, but when you think of survival horror in games, the first thing you think of is Resident Evil, because that is the series that defined the genre. And now look at it. It's dead.
I mean, it's because they want people to buy the game, so they want more people to buy it because hey, let's have a ton of guns in us. Let's make a horror game freaking I don't know, Call of Duty, which doesn't go well. God damn.
Oh.
Sorry, my clock just worked.
Yeah, but really, it's all of the established survival horror franchises in gaming have either gone to zombies or just gone to pure action. They've forgotten their roots, where they started. And now the survival horror genre is just nothing like it used to be. It doesn't even exist at this point, really.
Yeah, it's I haven't played personally the original Resident Evil, but I played the remake of it on the GameCube. And let me tell you something. Don't play that game late at night.
Oh, I believe you.
Do not. You will shit yourself.
Oh, I believe you. But, yeah, so survival horror... See, the thing is, developers see what sells. It's all about the money anymore. No one wants, creative ingenuity in their games. No, they just want to make something that would make the most money commercially.
EA.
Activision.
Sorry, I got something in my throat.
Yeah, me too. But, so they see, shit that's, selling, like Call of Duty, and they're like, oh, we have this survival horror game. We want to make more money. Let's make it this, and forget where we started, and why people love the series to begin with, and let's just make another generic shooter. How about that? And then we'll make tons of money, and we'll forget about this great genre that defined the 90s of gaming.
That's the reason straight people like myself are quickly losing faith in video games. Because it's all the same bullshit.
Yeah.
Resident Evil. Oh, come on.
It's really it's really like the diamond in the rough. That one gemstone that shows up every now and then that really keeps my faith going. Yeah.
Which actually kind of brings me to one of my points. One of my 2 points.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's face it. The 2000s were a great decade for gaming.
Yes, they were. Early 2000s.
What games do you think we would be the most nostalgic about?
Huh.
And this includes games that nobody's probably ever heard of. I remember one personally. It was one my brother and I used to play a lot. It was War of the Monsters on the GameCube. It's pretty much just a monster beat 'em up in a city, and I loved it.
Cool. Huh. Most nostalgic.
I think Jak and Daxter is a contender.
I would definitely say that. I definitely have many fond memories of Jak and Daxter. Shit. I would have to say, from the 2000s, the most fond memories I have in a game series would have to be either Sly Cooper or Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank.
Those, along with Jak, those three franchises, I think, 10 years from now, I would definitely be the most nostalgic about, memories.
I think GTA really kind of proved itself in that time, too.
Yeah, there were tons of GTA games in the 2000s.
I know. And I only played half of them.
Like
I mean, I had all the big ones, like
GTA
San Andreas.
3, San Andreas, Vice City stories, Liberty City stories.
I will forever love San Andreas.
Yeah, San Andreas is a fantastic game.
Only the problem I actually have with it is not actually part of the game, but if you play it now on like a big screen high def TV,
It looks like shit.
I know.
They need
It's
to
like
they need to give it the HD makeover.
well, they're kind of doing that.
True. Yeah, I like how I say, oh, they should remake San Andreas in HD, and then GTA 5 comes out in like a month and a half.
Of course, when we have to go back to school.
Yeah.
Come on, I intentionally made no plans this summer for a reason.
Yeah.
And they can delay the due date. God damn it.
Anyway. So yeah, I would say Sly, Ratchet, and Jack. I would be the most nostalgic about.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Moving on with my points. Riley, another question. Can you name the most cringe-worthy moment you've experienced in the game? Like you're just playing a game and you get to like a cutscene or a point in the game where you're just like, I cannot stand to watch this. God, make it stop.
Oh my god. Okay. You're gonna know this, and I'm sure everyone's expecting this, but in Sonic 06, yeah, the
Okay.
Oh man, I haven't laughed that hard in a while.
You're a funny son of a bitch.
I get that a lot.
See,
Yeah,
it's funny because I'm the one who's played the game.
I have,
You have? Really?
unfortunately, yeah.
I
I hated it, but you know.
Oh.
Should we tell them what the moment is? Because they're probably going, what's so bad about it?
Okay, no one cares about Sonic 06, so might as well. It's the point at the very end of the game.
Oh, fuck me.
Okay, first off, Sonic dies in Sonic 06 because, you know, Sonic. And then, to revive Sonic, his compadres have to go collect all the Chaos Emeralds and use their energy to revive him. Apparently the Chaos Emeralds isn't just enough. The one human female love interest, Elise, has to instead make out with the anthropomorphic hedgehog to revive him.
Well, yeah.
That game is so Japanese it hurts.
Yeah, you can tell. What the
God.
fuck is up with the Japanese? Just say, like, not trying to be racist here, but, like, really.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's funny because I had Sonic 06, and then Steve was like, you know what, I've never played Sonic 06, and I'm like, you know what, let's make a trade. So I gave him my Sonic 06, and in return he gave me his Sonic Generations, and I still have it, which is 1,000 times better than that hunk of shit.
Dude, you really kind of ripped off poor Steve there.
Oh well, if Steve...
he wanted to play it, so...
Yeah, he wanted to play it, so it's his own fault. And he hasn't asked for it back yet, so...
I'm guessing he must have thought it was kind of good.
He thought it was okay.
On a more positive Sonic-related note, Sonic does appear in Wreck-It Ralph, and he does have lines.
Yes, I saw those parts.
And he, even though he doesn't have a big part, I feel it was kind of a good redemption to Sonic 06.
But anyway, is that your like honest answer?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a cringeworthy moment.
There's probably others. I'm actually still trying to kind of think of smaller ones, but I'm not really coming up with a lot.
For me, I'd have to say it would be in Far Cry 3. I don't know if this is spoilers or not, but at one point in the game, you have to go kill Hoyt, which is basically the leader of the pirates and the privateers, the people you're against the entire game.
Yeah.
And basically the only way to kill him is to get close to him, so you have to dress up as a privateer and infiltrate their ranks. And then, you're Jason Brody, and your brother Riley is being held captive by Hoyt. And before you know this, Hoyt tells you, oh, okay, you want to be with me? You have to earn my trust. So you're going to go and interrogate this prisoner for me. So you go into the prison cell, and your brother's sitting there, tied up to a chair.
Uh-oh.
And then, you know, Jason, he can't reveal his cover because he's on camera. So he literally has to torture his brother to make he has to torture his own brother to make sure that Hoyt trusts him so he can eventually kill him.
God.
And there is one moment during the torture scene where I don't know what happened to Riley beforehand, but he has a bullet wound in his shoulder. Jason goes to the extreme, and he takes his thumb and shoves it into the bullet. Yeah, he really gets extreme with that. And I was just sitting there. It actually happened a couple days ago. I played that moment. And I was just sitting there. I'm like, Jason, what are you doing, man?
I got another moment, but when you're done.
Yeah, and literally after he's done torturing his brother, he looks at his hands. He's like, what have I become? It's like, the thing about Far Cry 3 that they do so well is that Jason himself as a character is he has self-realization. Like, he's so self-conscious of what he's become. It's like, it just really helps develop his character. But anyway, Riley?
Okay, in Metal Gear Solid 2, there's a scene where Raiden, the main character, Raiden,
naked,
right?
Isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, it's Japanese, and,
Isn't that where he's like he's literally naked in like a military, and he's like
spread out inside Arsenal gear, and it's cold, so he's sneezing, and presumably shrinkage is involved somewhere, but he's covering up, thank God.
Of course.
And there's the other thing, when you go hang off the side of something, the camera turns to not look at the front of you, because, there's nothing covering it. And there's actually a really weird point at where, they censor him Austin Powers style, where they have, like, things blocking him that, is just part of the foreground and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a brief split second, and I'm pretty sure they did this intentionally, because, it's Japan, where Ocelot, who's covering him, he moves, and you get a split-second shot of his unit, but it's not there.
What?
It's not there. It's
Well, I guess, if they knew they were going to have a point where it would be visible, they wouldn't put anything there for, censoring purposes.
Well, then again, he must not have seen anything, so it must have been referencing Japanese culture.
You son of a bitch.
That's my racist comment for the day.
Yep.
But that's okay, I'm not exactly known for being ethnically sensitive.
Anyway, moving on. Another question. I have a lot of questions. Only 2 more points for me. What is the hardest choice you've had to make in a game? Like, you're playing a game and it gives you a choice. Which is the hardest choice you've ever had to make?
Oh boy, I would probably have to say in GTA 4, because pretty much no matter what choice you make, somebody close to you dies. If you choose I forget exactly how it goes because I haven't really played through it in a while, but if you choose like a deal to go with someone, or I forget what, but do something else, either his friend-zoned girl, what's her name? It starts with a P. I forget her name. Christ, I haven't played that game in a while, so...
Yeah, shit. I know who you're talking about.
Okay. And people watching this know who she is, but just, I'm having a brain fart right now and I can't think of it.
Penelope?
Might be, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
And she will get killed at the wedding, and in the other ending, Roman will get killed, and to make it worse, Roman's wife was pregnant.
Oh, that's nice. That's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so no matter what, we lose 2 characters. I think Roman's death's a little bit more satisfying, but that's just me.
Cousin, let's go bowling.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with that anymore, but you still have to deal with, Brucey getting all coked up and,
Let's get pumped.
Yeah, let's get pumped. Let's go on a helicopter ride. Let's go to a strip club. I love Brucey. He's the best.
Yeah, Brucey's awesome. But anyway, I'd have to say for me, this literally happened this morning, because I beat Far Cry 3 this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, the choice they give you at the end of the game is ridiculous. I think anyone who's wanted to play Far Cry 3 has played it already, except for you. Do you want me to spoil anything? Because I can work around
here's
it.
what I'll do. I will take my headphones out and message me on Skype when you're done, okay?
Okay.
Okay, we're good. My headphones are out.
Okay. So what happens in Far Cry 3, at the end of the game, you have a choice to either save your friends, which is, the whole purpose of the game, the whole mission to begin with, or you have to join Citra and stay with the Rakyat. If you choose to save your friends, basically everything you've worked for on the island is just thrown away. The tribe rejects you. You're no longer welcome. Basically, everything that you've worked up for in the Rakia has gone to shit. If you join Citra, you have to kill your friends. And so it's like they give you these choices where it's like no matter what, something is going to go wrong and something is going to get messed up. But I literally sat there this morning for like a good half an hour thinking of the pros and cons of each situation. That is definitely the hardest choice I've ever had to make. Now hold on while I get Riley back in the discussion. There we go. He should be back momentarily.
See, Shane's done. Let me just get my headphones back in. Okay, I'm back.
So yeah, the choice they give you at the end of Far Cry 3, no matter what choice you take, something is going to go wrong and something is going to get messed up. So it's one of the most difficult choices I've ever had to make.
You cannot win.
Well, you can win, but it's
a Pyrrhic victory. That's where you win, but you lose so much.
Yeah, something is lost, no matter what you choose. But especially the second ending. The second ending is just messed up. But yeah, so I'd say that would have to be the most difficult decision I've ever had to make in a video game. I literally sat there for a good half an hour weighing the pros and cons of each situation.
And then you're just like, fuck it.
No, I had to think about it because they really just like threw everything at you. But anyway, so I only have one more discussion topic, and Riley has one more discussion topic. So we're going a little over half an hour, so we'll just wrap this up quickly. Riley, I have one more question for you.
Yeah.
What is this is a big question, so you got to think about this. What is the worst game you have ever played?
Oh Christ.
Like the absolute shittiest, worst, most terrible game you've ever played in your life.
Oh my god, I would probably... I honestly have to think about this one. Shane, why don't you tell us yours?
Ninjabread, man.
You beat that shit in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
don't understand how that game actually got the green light to be released. It's literally a 20-minute game that is the worst piece of shit I've ever played. It's like, granted, I was surprised to find out there's actually more than one developer behind that game.
My god, so they must have paid like $20.
Either they were amateurs or they really did not just give a shit and they just wanted to get something out. But literally the worst piece of shit I've ever played. There's absolutely no point, no payoff. There's no... It's like the gameplay isn't fun, it doesn't control well, it looks like shit, there's no satisfying conclusion. There isn't a conclusion at all, really. So yeah, Ninjabread, man.
Okay, I would have to say the worst game I have ever played would be Borderlands 2.
No.
And Shane's plotting my demise right now.
No.
Okay, well, in all actuality, it was actually the first game... What the fuck are you doing?
Slow clap.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, it was the first game I got when I got my PS2, and it was, yeah. Actually, kind of a funny story behind how I got my PS2. We already had one at first, so at Christmas I opened it up and it's a PS2 box, so I figured they were just using the box for something. So then I opened up the box, which, was wrapped in wrap, so I should have saw that. But then I opened up as a PS2 and it was like, oh, cool. Yeah. Okay, so I got...
box, there's nothing in there.
Yeah, that's what my brother do to be a jackass. But anyway, the first game I got with that was SpongeBob SquarePants Lights, Camera, Pants.
That's a good game, okay?
I did not like that game. I really did not like that game.
I played that game, and I actually enjoyed it when I was...
I did not. I really did not enjoy that game.
It's funny, because I've actually played that game, too. I actually liked it. I thought it was, for what it was a good, party game. I don't know, I just...
Well, I'm kind of biased there because party games I tend to not like. I've hated the Mario Party. Well, the first one on N64 wasn't that bad, but ever since then I haven't really been a party game person. So yeah, that's not the best game I've played. On PS3, actually, the worst game I've played on PS3 would probably be Black Site Area 51.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Ace Combat Assault Horizon, because you said that game was shit.
It was bad, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, it had potential, just, could have been done better.
I would actually want to play that game. It looks interesting to me.
I'm not sure if we still have it.
I've heard of Black Site.
Yeah, it was kind of like... it came out not long after the PS3's launch. So
okay.
6 years old now. and the controls are quite possibly the most atrocious I've ever had in my life.
Fun.
And just not that good. I did not enjoy that game for a second. And of course, the commercials made the game look fucking cool.
Of course, the commercials and trailers make it look like the best thing ever, and then you play it, and it's a piece of shit.
God damn it.
Damn advertising. But anyway, that's all of my discussion topics for general discussion. Riley, you said you had one more.
Yeah, this is something I've noticed recently with Nintendo, because we've seen to kind of, not really go for them for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I have is, what's up with all the Mario games recently, and how come Nintendo isn't really focused? How long has it been since we've seen a Star Fox or a Metroid game?
Well, a Metroid game would be Other M, which was 3 years ago?
Well, yeah, but think about it. Mario gets 20 games a year. Metroid just got one.
Yeah, I definitely see what you're talking about. Star Fox, on the other hand, we haven't seen a Star Fox since
GameCube. And the remake on the 3DS, I don't believe counts.
That doesn't count.
It's fun, but
I honestly think the last Star Fox game was Star Fox Assault, which was on the GameCube in 2005. So it's been a good 8 years since we've seen a Star Fox game.
I know.
And they didn't make one for Wii, which I was surprised about, because they made every other freaking game for Wii.
I have not played Metroid on the Wii, though. How was that?
I haven't either, actually, so I can't say anything. But there were two Metroid games on the Wii. There was Metroid Prime 3, and then there was Other M, yeah.
I wonder what the Wii U will do.
I don't know.
Well, judging by the shit ton of Mario games that are already coming out for the Wii U...
Yeah, let's think about it. There's New Super Mario Bros. U, there's Super Mario 3D World, there's... You're right, there are a lot of Mario games.
Yeah, I mean...
It seems like Nintendo...
Even including the spin-offs.
Yeah, it seems like Nintendo... Well... when Nintendo started, they were always seen as the pinnacle of creativity and originality because they were always trying to do new things. Nowadays, they're just trying to stay real safe with Mario, and honestly, I think that's hurting them, releasing a Mario game after Mario game. They need to step outside the box again to reinvent themselves.
Yeah, I know. Imagine, even kind of Zelda is kind of being swept under the rug.
Yeah, Skyward Sword, I've heard from a lot of fans. They were not happy about that.
Yeah, I heard a lot of bad shit about it.
Yeah, especially since Nintendo hyped it up to be the best Zelda ever.
Okay, if the studio hypes up a game to be the best ever, you should take it with a grain of salt. At least take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. It's funny because Skyward Sword, because Nintendo released the official Zelda timeline, Skyward Sword is technically the first installment.
Oh, that's right, yeah, chronologically.
Chronologically, it's technically the first installment.
I always thought Ocarina of Time was, but...
Yeah, everyone seems to think that.
By the way, Ocarina of Time is the best game ever.
I beg to differ. But anyway, so...
Well, for N64.
True. But, anyway, so that's it for general discussion. We're going on just over 40 minutes, so I'm going to start discussing some interesting gaming-related news that I've come across in the past week. Riley, if you have any opinions on any of these stories, feel free to interrupt.
I will.
So, news. Capcom announced in the past week that they are making a new Stryder game. Are you familiar with Stryder?
I have not heard of Stryder.
Okay, Stryder was an old Capcom franchise. I think it was in the arcades. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it was basically a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up game, and the main character was a ninja. And back in the 90s, Stryder was huge. Stryder was really popular. It was one of Capcom's most known characters. And they just released in the past week or two that they are releasing a new Stryder game for digital platforms. A completely new game from the ground up, HD visuals, new gameplay mechanics, all that jazz. So what do you think about this, Capcom bringing an old franchise back? Because they did it with Mega Man 9 and 10, and those were really faithful recreations.
I think those are quite possibly the most faithful, what's the word I'm looking for?
Continuation?
Yeah, continuations of game series, arguably.
Definitely.
But I think the general population agrees on that.
Yeah, I think that Mega Man 9 and 10 were definitely fan service. If you had played Mega Man 10 back when Mega Man 1 was released, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Exactly.
Obviously, well, other than the updated visual resolution, but other than that, it's a mirror perfect image of what the original Mega Mans used to be. So the fact that they're bringing Stryder back, which is a huge fan favorite in the Capcom community, I think that this could really be hit or miss. If they nail the original feel of the Stryder series, because Strider's had multiple games, actually. It's had a couple, I think 2 or 3.
When did the last one come out?
The last one was, I think, early 2000s.
Okay, so it's definitely been underground for a while.
It's been a while. So, I think that if Capcom can go and nail, like, if they can recreate the feel of the old Stryder games and nail it the same way they did with Mega Man 9 and 10, I think it's going to be a hit. But if they somehow mess something up, then obviously the fans are not going to be happy about it, and this is going to be a colossal failure. But I really think...
you really walk a fine line.
Yes. I really think this new Stryder game has potential to be, like, bring Stryder back into the mainstream light. To, like, hey, this guy still exists. So, I think it can really bring attention back to Stryder. Because I've actually played Stryder 2, which was on the Dreamcast, I think. But it was ported to a bunch of consoles. And it was...
You had a Dreamcast? Fuck you.
I wish I had a Dreamcast. But, yeah, so Stryder 2 was a really good game. It was a really fun side-scrolling beat-em-up, and it had a lot of platforming, and it was really challenging. It had the difficulty of the Mega Man games, but it also had, like, good controls, and it just felt really well. So, if they can nail the feel of the old Stryder games, I think this is going to be a success. Otherwise, not so much.
So we really just kind of have to hold our breath.
Yeah.
Now, I have 2 points to make about that. Now, I've noticed a trend in gaming these days is to bring back a lot of old series. Now, people are saying that this is for nostalgia for the fans, but other people are saying that this is because they're running out of ideas and they just want to play it safe. As you mentioned earlier with Nintendo, reusing a lot of Mario games. So
True.
I'm not sure what they're doing here. I mean, I think I agree on them playing it safe because the studio has to make money too. But at the same time, it's always nice to bring something back for the fans. But at the same time, you have to be careful because the fans end up knowing more about the game series than the people who create the game actually do.
Yeah, that's a great point you bring up. Like, the fans know more about the games than the people who made that game. And, like, if even the slightest thing feels off in the fan's eye, then the entire game is ruined.
Yep.
Because... Sorry to interrupt, because you're bringing back an old series, so old fans of that series have certain expectations of what it will be and how it will control and how it will feel. They have a certain expectations about this new game that's in an old series that you're bringing back. So if even the slightest little detail is off, in the fans' eyes, it's ruined.
Exactly. I mean...
So they really have to be careful with this.
Yeah, I mean, a recent example I can think of this was Max Payne 3.
Max Payne 3.
Now, I've played the first two. The first one came out in 99, I believe, and the second one came out in 2004, and the third one just came out last year. So there's 8 years between the two. So Max Payne's been underground for a while. And when they brought it back, I feel they did pretty well on replicating the old games, but giving it its new feel to it. And what they did to make the game feel fresh and original was, in the first two games, it's set in New Jersey and Manhattan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the third game, they completely changed locations, and they have Max Payne as kind of a security guy for a rich family in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Yeah. So one level is actually a flashback to how Max Payne got to Brazil, and it's set in New Jersey. So it's kind of like a connection between the two games. So it establishes on what he's been doing for those 8 years, which, in case you're wondering, has been drinking in a bar.
Fun.
So yeah, I feel Max Payne was actually done very well. And it appealed to the fans, and at least I was very pleased with how the game turned out.
Yeah. So Capcom with Stryder, they really have to be careful, because, they have to give the fans what they want, and they have certain expectations that need to be met. But anyway, moving on. The next news article that I found that was interesting to me, Halo related. You know my feel about Halo.
Yeah.
Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn. Are you familiar with it?
I have not.
Well, Forward Unto Dawn was a live-action web series that came out...
Yep, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it came out around Halo 4's launch. It was released online through Machinima. It was 5 episodes, but if you got the limited edition of Halo 4 like I did, it came in a limited edition director's cut, which basically put all the episodes together with unused footage and basically made it one full movie, which I watched. Fantastic movie, by the way. But This surprised me. This past week, it was announced that Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn has been nominated for an Emmy.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been nominated for an Emmy in the main title design category.
Damn, that's incredible.
So you think about this, and like how the mainstream media treats, like how the government and the mainstream media treats video games. It's just a hobby. It's not meant to be taken seriously. Video games can't be art.
That's changing.
And then you see this a web series that started off online as just like a 5-episode little mini series. By the way, directing on that was top notch.
Oh, I believe you.
Beautiful. And then you see something like this based off of a game, so well executed and put so much detail and care put into it, and now it's getting mainstream attention. It's been nominated for a freaking Emmy.
That doesn't necessarily mean it'll win, but that's still a really big step.
It's a huge step. It's starting to show people that, listen, games aren't jokes. Games are not kiddie little things. Games are not time wasters. They're not. Well, technically they are hobbies, but
everything's a time waster if you think about it.
But games should be taken more seriously than they are, because games are becoming more engaging and satisfying than movie and TV now.
Honestly, I played some video games that are better than a lot of movies. What does that tell you?
Yeah, and the fact that people nowadays still treat it as just a little stupid little kid's hobby is just ridiculous. And then you see something like this, a live-action web series that was based off a game getting mainstream attention, being nominated for an Emmy. That's a huge step towards games finally being accepted in the mainstream media.
I'm going to sound like such a hipster douche for saying this, but people don't understand it.
People really don't understand it, actually.
You know, like, I can understand my parents, you know, they're used to like playing Pong and like Atari or something like that. So I can't blame them. You know, they're an older generation. They don't get it. And then even in like the 1910s, when movies were like becoming mainstream, there was still like the older generation who was just like, oh, it's all drivel. I'm gonna go drink and possibly beat up somebody, old chap or something like that. Old sport. Great Gatsby. So there's always going to be the generation that, you know, disagrees with the form of art. And it's always going to be that way. Eventually, not trying to be a dick here, but they're all going to die out eventually. And like, we're the generation that grows up loving video games.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still people in our generation who don't like it. So there's always going to be people who like it and people who don't like it. That's just human nature.
I will say this. I just spat on my mic a little bit.
Gross.
I'm on the side of people who consider video games to be art.
I think a lot of us are.
I really think that games can be considered art, and we've seen prime examples of games that are like true works of art.
Journey, Unfinished Swan,
BioShock Infinite, Fez, things like that. It's like these games that are just like beautiful creations, and people still just treat them like shit for no reason.
Well, you know, it is their opinion.
Yes, everyone has their opinion, but I still think that, you know, games are the new form of art. It's the new generation of art, and it's what's bringing us into the future, and people need to accept it.
And it also kind of depends on like cultural differences. I mean, in Germany, video games are not considered an art form.
Well, you know, it's Germany.
Yeah, they have no sense of humor in that country, so no offense to our German fans, you know.
None of you.
I think we have one that's like half German. I don't know.
But anyway, so yeah, I thought that was really cool. You know, something based off of a game getting that huge attention.
Things are getting recognized.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Randy Pitchford, the CEO of Gearbox Software, recently announced that there will be more Borderlands 2 DLC after Tiny Tina.
Christ, here we go with Borderlands.
But he said that there's not going to be any more story DLC, but he said that there will be future DLC planned. First off, there's going to be another Ultimate Vault Hunter pack, which will raise the level cap again by another 11 levels, so it'll go from 61 to 72. Next, he said that there will be several, as he calls, Headhunter packs scheduled to be released. over starting in October over the course of a few months. And each Headhunter pack, they're not story DLCs, but they're like they're kind of like mini campaigns that have like a set number of missions in them that you can go complete. And all of this new DLC should start coming out by October. Which,
well, yeah,
Well, you know my opinion on Borderlands.
You don't shut up about it.
Huge fan. My game of the year for 2012. I think Far Cry 3 would have been my game of the year if I had actually, beat it in 2012. But anyway. But Borderlands 2, my game of the year. Can't get enough of it. Love the damn thing. I am always for... If there's a game I'm always for new DLC to keep it going. What do you think about it?
Well, I'm kind of mixed on DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's done well, which again is purely up to my opinion, then I'll like it. But I'm kind of a cheap person, so I don't really necessarily want to spend money on something.
Yeah.
But all in all, though, if I feel it does the game justice and actually makes the experience more enjoyable, then why not? I'll go for it. But if it's just like something tacked on, like on a pin the tail on the donkey kind of thing, then I'm not going to bother. Which a lot of DLC kind of seems to be that way. I'm kind of biased there because that's majorly from what I see in EA.
Yeah. Yeah,
now,
EA is...
Oh, Shane, just so you stop being disappointed at me, last time I was at Best Buy, I had Borderlands 2 in my hands, but it was the DLC pack, so...
What?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know...
So I was going to get it, but it was the DLC, so I was just like, oh.
Huh. I didn't know they released that on disc.
It is.
Huh.
That's what I was holding in my hands. I looked for Borderlands 2, it was not there.
Well, I'm not surprised that it wasn't, but anyway, so...
Just so you stop being disappointed about me for not, listening to you when it comes to video games.
Well done, Riley, well done. But anyway, so that was announced for Borderlands 2. New DLC coming out in October. Can't wait. Next up, are you familiar... I think you're familiar with the Ouya.
What the fuck is Ouya?
Okay, never mind. Ouya, it's a more recent thing. It's an independent console that is based on the Android market.
Oh shit! I think I've heard of that. Hold on, let me Google it.
Yeah, it's
How do you spell it?
Ouya. It had a huge Kickstarter. It got millions and millions of dollars backed into it, and it recently came out.
Yep, I've recognized it.
Yeah, it's an independent gaming console for Android games.
Wow.
Yeah. So let's say you have an Android phone and you look up.
It looks like an Xbox controller.
Yeah. Let's say you have an Android phone. You look up games on the Android marketplace. Blah blah blah. You can do that on the Ouya. Just you can play it on your TV.
Not bad.
And it's its own. It's a console specifically designed to play just those games.
Damn. I gotta check this out. How much is this shit gonna be?
It's only $100, I think.
Holy shit!
Unfortunately, it was just revealed in the past few days that 73% of Ouya owners have not bought any games on it.
Why would you buy a system and not get games on it?
Because there's no games.
Oh, well.
It's like
the PS Vita.
It's like, okay, think about it. It's an Android gaming console. What the hell are you going to find on there that's actually good?
Angry Birds?
No.
Sarcasm.
Yeah, so only 27% of people who bought a Ouya have actually bought a game for it.
A game.
Which actually, I think I've seen videos of people on the Ouya, and I've seen what is on there. There's not a hell of a lot, really. So this doesn't surprise me, but really, the Ouya was... Honestly, I think it was overhyped. Because the Ouya had one of the... I think it was the biggest Kickstarter campaign in gaming history.
Quite possibly.
I think it got almost... I think it was around or over $4 million backed into it.
Holy shit.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the biggest gaming Kickstarter ever. And then it actually came out, and no one's buying games for it because they realize that the games on it are shit.
Why does that not surprise me? It's fucking Android.
So what do you think about this?
It's fucking Android. What do you expect?
Yeah, really. If you're gonna invest into an Android console, you have to expect there to be stupid little time wasters that I'm actually not surprised that this many people haven't bought games on the damn thing because really, there's nothing substantial on the service.
And this is just my opinion, but Angry Birds is kind of no.
No. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that because there was so much hype and excitement for the Ouya, and then these statistics came out.
Have you heard of the Infinium Phantom?
No.
Okay, well, I think in about 2004, it was a system. Actually, I think it was Game Trailers listed as like the worst console, number 10 because it never came out. But anyways, in 2004, they Infinium Labs made a console. It was going to be the first console that you didn't buy the games, you bought them online on a pay-to-play service. So sort of like Netflix with games.
Huh.
Now,
or like GameFly.
Yeah, actually, just like GameFly. Wait, does that work in Canada?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, cool. I gotta check that out then. But anyway, back to the Phantom. No developer wanted to, make games for that system. So the system pretty much inevitably got its release date pushed back until, it eventually never came out. Huh. So the console never existed.
Fun.
So that's what this actually reminds me of. The Ouya. I think it reminds me so much of the Infinium Phantom.
Yeah, the only difference between that and the Ouya is that the Ouya actually managed to come out.
And the Ouya is fucking tiny.
Yeah, the Ouya is tiny, but still, there are no big games to back it up. That's why no one's buying games on it, because there's no games that people would get invested in.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, you're kind of expecting a game like Far Cry 3 or Borderlands 2 on that. You're kind of shooting for the stars there, buddy.
Yeah, you get what you get, but
I mean, it's $100. What do you expect?
Yeah, it's $100 and it's an Android console. You have to expect there to be little shitty time waster games, but
Cooking Mama. Wait, that's the Wii.
Yeah, that's the Wii. So anyway, 73% of Ouya owners have not bought in games for it. That was an interesting statistic that came out this week. Moving on.
I wonder what the return rate is.
Nothing. But anyway, this next one really got me excited. Rayman Legends.
Yeah.
Which is the sequel to Rayman Origins, coming out the first week of September. Ubisoft announced this week, or actually, I think it was in the past week or two. They announced that Rayman Legends will have 40 levels from Rayman Origins in it.
What?
Yeah, they said that they were taking 40 levels from Rayman Origins, fan favorite levels, and they were going to update them graphically with the new engine and put them in Rayman Legends. Right from the start of the game, they will all be unlocked. They're completely optional, so you don't have to do them, but they're a nice little extra for fans who played or liked the original. So, someone like me who played or liked the original, I think that's really cool fan service. And I would like to see how these old stages would look on the new engine and how they would feel in the new Rayman Legends engine. But that's just me. What do you think about this?
Well,
granted, you have to keep in mind that they are completely optional. They're not forced.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Yeah, I actually think it's a good idea. I think it could actually work out pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. I think that people who played Rayman Origins obviously were excited when Rayman Legends was announced. Brand new
Legends
game.
Fucking rules.
Yeah. Rayman Legends, brand new game, sequel to Origins. There's the whole fiasco with the Wii U thing, but
let's not go there.
Let's not go there. We've already went there on the show.
Honestly, fuck the Wii U.
Yeah. The Wii U's dead at this point, but anyway.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit about it.
So yeah. So I think this is incredible fan service that Ubisoft is doing, and the fact that they're completely optional, unlocked from the beginning of the game, and that they're fan favorite levels, I think just makes the perfect combo.
I think the fans are going to be pleasantly surprised. Yeah. Ubisoft has only disappointed me a couple times.
Yes, and Ubisoft is actually they're one of the most consistent developers.
And they're Canadian too.
Yeah, they are, and they really don't falter, except for the first Assassin's Creed.
But they redeemed themselves.
They redeemed themselves.
Number 2 is fucking
yeah, epic. Ubisoft is one of those developers that I am rarely disappointed with. They make some great games, and they always deliver.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, the fact that they're unlocked from the start, completely optional, and fan favorites, I just think that this is a great decision on Ubisoft's part. And fans of the original are really going to get a kick out of these old levels recreated.
Because, well, people like video game remakes.
Yeah, and also the fact that, it's not like 10 or maybe 15 levels, it's 40 levels. That's almost the entirety. I think that's over half of Rayman Origins.
That is pretty good.
I think Rayman Origins was just over 60 levels, so the fact that there's 40, that's almost the entire first game recreated.
Ooh, basic. So you're pretty much getting that with it.
Yeah. And the fact that it's completely optional, so you don't have to do it if you don't want to. It really, there's nothing to complain about. You're getting free levels that are fan favorites from the old game, and you don't have to play them if you don't want to. It's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, really.
So anyway, I was really excited about that because I'm really excited for Rayman Legends. I really want to play it when it comes out. It comes out only 2 weeks before GTA 5, actually.
So we will not... Wait, when does GTA 5 come out again?
It's the 17th. Rayman Legends comes out on the 3rd.
Of course, like 2 days before we have to go back to school.
Yeah. But anyway, a couple more stories, and then we'll either wrap up or keep discussing things if we feel like it. This really caught my eye, and I think it really caught a lot of people's eyes. Have you heard about the Left 4 Dead 3 teaser site?
I have, yes.
Yes. So, out of nowhere, this website shows up, and all that's on it is a countdown timer. I think as of this recording, which is July 26th, it's at 26 days. So, all that's on there is a countdown timer, and the Left 4 Dead 3 logo. So there's a ton of fan speculation. There's a lot of rumors that, in 26 days, Valve is going to announce Left 4 Dead 3. What do you think?
Well, Left 4 Dead 3, I have not had a chance to play. I have not played the first one. I have played a bit of the second one.
Left 4 Dead, it was never really anything special to me.
I can safely say, despite what people say about it, because people seem to love the shit out of it, I did not particularly care for it that much.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because, yeah, I think we played together.
I think so, once.
Yeah, we did. It was awesome. Well,
yeah.
I'm just saying that day was awesome. But
yeah, Left 4 Dead, it's never been anything special to me. I never really cared for it. I just, I couldn't get into it, really.
You know what's bullshit? That game gets a threequel, and I'm sure people are gonna, lose, jizz in their pants for this, but Half-Life 3 and Portal 3, come on.
Yeah. The fact that, even if this is actually going to happen, and this is officially Valve, the fact that they're making Left 4 Dead 3,
It's almost like, rubbing salt on the wound.
Yeah, you think they would address, the bigger things first, I don't know, Half-Life or Portal or things like that, but no, Left 4 Dead?
Or maybe a Team Fortress 3, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, who really cared about Left 4 Dead that much that they wanted a third one?
Not me.
Well, actually, you know what? If this is official, and this actually is Valve can officially count to 3.
Who knows, man, they might make it to 4. Is that shooting too much?
Seeing as how it took them 7 years to get the 3.
Yeah, when did Half-Life 2 come out again?
2004 or 5?
Christ.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, so, what do you think? Is this bullshit, or do you think this is the real deal?
Well, if it comes out on April 1st, I think we all know what we're getting ourselves into here.
Yeah. But, I'm kind of mixed on it. I honestly don't know what to think about it, because part of me says that it's bullshit because, it just came out of nowhere, and, things that usually come out of nowhere without any prior word are almost always bullshit. Yeah. But part of me says that, Valve is finally listening to the fans. Well, maybe. I don't know. But, part of me says that this is official and this is Valve and that this is going to happen. But, again, I'm mixed.
I guess we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we have to wait 26 days to see what happens.
26 days.
And lastly, the final news story of today. Get ready, this is the big one. Drum roll, please. My Little Pony Avatar items on Xbox 360.
Oh, for crap. Oh, God's sake.
Yeah, Microsoft announced that starting this week, there will be My Little Pony avatar items available for your avatars. I know Steve's going to have a heyday with that stuff.
Well, he'll be so emotionless about it. He'll be like, oh, cool. Well, inside I'll be like, oh my god! Sorry, Steve, if you're watching this.
Yeah, he's probably watching.
Hi, Steve.
But yeah, they announced, I think there was a Twilight Sparkle and a Pinkie Pie t-shirt, and then there's a Rainbow Dash pet. Really, I only mentioned this because I think it's funny. But you know what? Yeah. I have nothing against it. And
well, I actually have not had a chance to watch MLP.
You know what? I told you many times, it's actually pretty good. It's pretty watchable.
Yeah, well, okay, you know what I did recently?
Yeah?
This is sort of off topic, but I watched an episode of Adventure Time.
Good.
You have to be high on crystal meth and weed to enjoy that.
Good.
I've come to that conclusion.
Yeah, but anyway, so they announced these. I know Steve already mentioned it, so I know he's going to have a heyday with those. But I thought there was a little funny little note to end the episode on.
Oh yeah, he probably went ape shit over that.
So anyway, that's basically everything. Is there, before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to mention?
Oh boy, I'm trying to think here. Well, not really, to be honest.
Okay. I really don't have anything else. So, I think we're going to wrap things up here on the Bearded Banter.
Have like a final opinion on something?
Far Cry 3. That ending. Okay, I'm just going to end on this note. Like I said, there are 2 different endings for Far Cry 3. One ending is satisfying, and it's a great conclusion. The other ending just slaps you in the face. You ever had a game like that?
Uh-huh.
Where they give you multiple endings, like 2 or 3, and then you go, like they give you an opportunity to reload before the final mission so you can experience the alternate ending, and then it slaps you in the face.
God damn.
That was my experience with Far Cry 3. One ending was great, and it was a really well-done conclusion, and the other just pimp-slapped me.
So, Shane.
Yes.
Here's one. How about you list a bunch of games I need to get?
Well, I almost said Battletoads. What the hell am I smoking?
Battletoads? A weed?
Borderlands 2, Far Cry 3, Sleeping Dogs, Fez, Retro City Rampage,
Saints Row 3.
Any Saints Row, really. Rayman Origins. Bioshock Infinite. That's a big one. And I think that's it.
Okay, those are games I'll need to get before you can finally shut up.
Oh, one more. And also, this will be the last thing for today before we wrap up. Drum roll, please.
Let me know when to stop.
Worms.
God.
Worms. And with that, we will wrap things up here on the Bearded Banter. I'm the bearded one. That is Random.
And I am Random Richard, if Shane already didn't say that.
Back from his 1 week missing teeth hiatus.
Don't get your wisdom teeth out unless you absolutely have to.
And we will bid you adieu. See you next week, everyone. When we're actually going to be in person, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Sweet. So keep on gaming.
Fuck yeah.